So yesterday I did a YouTube poll and actually used it as a poll instead of as a shit post for once. And of the 8 people that responded to it, the answer to the question of have you been using Reddit on mobile in the past week? 5 of them are still using Reddit on mobile, and 3 of them are not. Or well, that's what I intended the what's a Reddit answer to indicate. But I think that this is really interesting that people are very unwilling to give up the network effects to rock the status quo and actually move to federated platforms because, well, I don't know, honestly. Like, I think a lot of people really want to just look and browse content and send memes to their private messenger chat or Discord chat or whatever, and they don't actually want to interact with other people. Because the thing about the Fediverse is that in order to get content to you, you actually need to, well, interact with people. And brands are not on there unless they're like open source brands, which isn't really a brand in the traditional sense because they're not really necessarily trying to sell you anything except if you're Red Hat, but Red Hat, I don't. Anyway, um, and you don't really get news on the Fed. Well, there's journalists. I don't get news on the Fediverse there because I think that that's silly, and I'm going to just browse reputable news outlets that I know are less likely to be bad. Um, yeah. Based on my political opinions, you can probably guess the main two that I would browse in Australia, but I digress. I think an interesting thing as well with this whole not wanting to rock the status quo thing is that as soon as Meta, as soon as our good old buddy Zuck released his Twitter clone, uh, it blew up pretty much immediately. Um, which is I don't understand why are people like I have complex thoughts on this that I will share, but why are people flocking to that instead of, if they're downloading another app in the first place, why not download the Mastodon app and be one of the mouth breeders going on Mastodon.social? Um, Instead, no, they download Threads, an Instagram app, because Instagram still has brand capital to burn. Um, but yeah, Threads. Personally, I'm recommending it because of the fact that it's going to federate, hopefully, maybe, and that can be like a gateway drug of sorts to get into the Fediverse more broadly and see that, hey, actually, if you just follow people and make those connections, you can have an interesting feed. Wow. Um, which wraps around full circle to Reddit, where if you find the niche subreddits and participate in them, you get actual interesting content. What? Yeah. So that's the thing, right? People don't want to put in the work to do that. They just want to consume. They've been primed to consume. And that is why Mastodon will never be the Twitter replacement because you can't just consume no matter what anyone tries. Capitalism.